Sorry, my recording didn't want to start, so I hadn't been recording this entire time, and I do apologize. Shit.
.517 in progress. .510 complete.
Oh. That's not good.
514 in progress.
Don't remember the trout down and was standing in a circle around a bench and nobody crossed through his part at work.
.542 complete.
Alright. The cops stunned the offender with a taser shot. The grenade, it turns out, was only a stun grenade. He came to the room and said something that she's really over years. It was life, baby. It's the war. You wouldn't believe how many muskets I had to unload just to survive. Oh, really? 5 away. God damn it. Yes, fuck off. A woman and her daughter of 6 dancing around a grave singing, "Spirits of the forest command you, arise." Cemetery groundskeeper offers the cop a fire extinguisher. Yeah, give the woman a dose of pepper spray.
517 complete.
The cop hit the woman in the face with pepper spray. She howled in pain, grabbed her face, and fell right into the fire. The young girl has become an orphan. Well, okay then. It's like some satanic shit, you know, like rise in the name of Satan. Yeah. I'll readjust this for you guys. It's a little off kilter. Be fine. That should be fine. The game always crashes right after this, so I'm really hoping it doesn't do it today. I still made 9. That's pretty good. He made 16. That's not as good. Excuse me. They're probably gonna buy out the bank, which is fine. Yeah, I know he's buying it all. Okay. Either after I don't need anything, I'm good. So I'm still winning. That's good. So after I set up tomorrow's shift, it always like doesn't work. Always just crashes, and then I can't do anything with it. So, oh yeah, by the way, Kimmel is a new guy because I accidentally got the other one killed. So, or Demmer's the new guy. It's Demmer, not Kimmel. Here comes the lag and the crash. Oh, it's working.
Mr. Boyd, finally. I was starting to wonder if you were going to spend the night.
Shut your mouth.
Mr. Boyd, listen, I understand you don't talk much. I get it. After all, you would never have... Well, You wouldn't have been able to do what you've done if you were a chatterbox. Yeah? But I'm not asking you for a big speech. I'm not asking you to give me a master class in corruption. No, nothing like that. I'm only asking for one small story about the De Vroom painting. The newspapers never gave out too many details since the investigation was ongoing. But what's the difference now? What's left to hide? The painting couldn't be found, right? You made extra sure that it couldn't be found. Well, let's drink a beer sometime. Not today, no, tomorrow, or the day after, or the day after tomorrow. Just whatever's good for you. You see, I'm really interested in this. How did you pick that job? I mean, what did you want with that picture? I mean, that one in particular. It's a pretty specific choice, you know? It's a controversial artist. The critics don't agree. I've never heard of corrupt officials stealing paintings. They all take bribes, just bundles of money in paper bags, you know. Of course, I'm not comparing you to those ordinary rotten geezers. Not at all. I just wanted to say that even though I don't know all the details, I see that you've got your own style. Whether you realize it or not, that's why the press called you the Caesar of corruption. And you can find lots of kings of corruption in the newspapers. There's a new one every month, but I've never seen a Caesar. Because Caesar, that's not about the scale, but the style. Style is everything, right?
By Moreno. Good time. My guys are just fucked. That's all that's happening now.
Please, Mr. Boyd.
Why on earth should I get into the car with a stranger?
Given your history, I'd imagine that you often had to get into a car with strangers. Back in Freiburg.
Freiburg is different.
Is it really so different?
Absolutely.
Friendlier?
Warmer.
Well, that's not saying much. Anywhere is warmer than here.
How?
Excuse me?
How did you know who I was?
How many ads were there?
Ads?
Well, I'd be willing to bet that when you came here, you went looking for housing in the newspaper ads. How many ads did you look at?
I don't know. Maybe a dozen.
But you chose this house. Why?
Because it stands away from everything.
Well, that's a reasonable choice. Unfortunately, the neckties choose their houses by the exact same principle. They stash their goods in isolated houses until they can find a big buyer, but they don't settle into the house. They let someone else rent it. It's safer that way.
Look, I'm not interested in how these neckties do business. I just want to know how they found out my real name.
I'm not a big fan of drug dealers, Mr. Boyd, but I have to give them their due. Many of them are amazingly smart, much smarter than your average drug dealer, you know. And the man who was appointed to watch your house, Arthur Sherman, well, it turns out he's quite the brain. He even went to college. Can you imagine? Arthur is so clever that when he realized that you're Jack Boyd, he didn't report it to his bosses. You see, the Ties are a wandering gang. Yesterday they worked in Ripton, today they're here, tomorrow they'll be somewhere else. They just shoot you to be safe, and that would be the end of it. But Arthur is clever, and he knew how valuable the information was, so he did the clever thing and brought it to me.
But how did he know who I was? How exactly?
Ask him yourself when you get the chance. Oh, looks like we've arrived. Mr. Boyd, are you coming?
Are you completely out of your mind? I'm a wanted man. I shouldn't be showing my face in public, even if it is old and shaggy.
Come on, Mr. Boyd. There's only drunk pigs and sweaty strippers in there. Nobody'll even look at you. Don't you want to drink a mug of draft beer for the first time in months and burp loud enough that everyone hears? Aren't you tired of hiding? Don't you just want to be an ordinary person?
You saw where I live. Now I want to see where you live. Don't you think that's fair?
Okay, you win. But I'll never believe that you don't miss letting loose.
That's not the only thing I miss. Not the only thing, and not the main thing.
I understand. Well, here's where we live.
What? We can't go inside?
Well, I didn't go into your house. I stood 100 yards away. Now we're even. Don't you think that's fair?
Arthur Sherman. I want to talk to him.
Mick, bring Sherman here. I'm sure he must still be awake. Sean told me about this Captain Britt Carter of yours. Now, if you want,
It won't be a problem.
You sure?
I can manage.
If you have any difficulties, just let me know. I could... well...
And I thought you were a smuggler, not a butcher.
I don't like the word smuggler.
Then maybe you shouldn't smuggle.
Well, I'll put it this way. I don't like what you mean by the word smuggler. You must be right. Freeburg and Sharpwood are very different. What kind of goods came through Freeburg? Automatic weapons? Heroin? People? I'll be honest with you, I can't brag that I never had to trade in the first, second, or third, but my most popular product is canned soup. Mushroom soup comes in a little red jar. Now this is coming from a man who spent over 30 years eating a tasteless soldier's rations and not complaining. And I can assure you that this soup is the most disgusting meal in the world. When you pop open the jar with a can opener, this smell immediately bolts up your nose. The smell of despair, you know? It's impossible to suck down this vomit without thinking for even a second that your life is going nowhere. Sharpwood kids, when they grow up and leave this place for the rest of their lives, they'll always shudder when they remember this awful soup. But only the lucky ones, the few who manage to get out. The rest will live here for the rest of their days, eating smelly soup and then feeding it to their own children. Because without 12-cent soup, they'd all die. I give them this life, with the smell of despair. Bitter, but life. I don't know what cruel word to call what I'm doing, but I'm definitely not a smuggler. And I want that... Oh, there's your college boy, Mr. Boyd.
Give me a cigarette. Still alive, Mr. Boyd? Oh, wow.
How did you know who I was?
Were you really hiding all that well? You hitchhiked on your way to Sharpwood. Well, not to Sharpwood, of course, but to Big Rift. And from there you walked on foot, but before Big Rift, a red-haired guy named Locke drove you. Picked you up at a bus stop 70 miles down the highway. Buses from Garensburg pass that stop every 6 days. In Garensburg, you spent 2 nights at the Stone Woodpecker Hotel. I called down there and had a nice chat with Mrs. Hopper, who...
Just stop! So you're really that clever, Arthur Sherman? Proud of your little investigation?
If I'd known this investigation would turn me into a hostage to rednecks playing toy soldiers, I wouldn't have stuck my nose in your business, Mr. Boyd.
Hostage?
Arthur can't leave the barracks. It's for his own safety. In addition, he likes to live by military regulations. Isn't that right, Arthur?
This shit you're pulling here isn't military order. It's the middle of the night, but everyone's awake.
He's right, Mr. Boyd. It's high time for bed.
You gonna tuck me in there, friend? That was a long fucking cutscene. Of course you did, person. It's gonna get you hurt. Yeah. Miss Nash, I'm a cook at the police station. I'm the happiest woman in the world. I just got married. They're filming a reality show in Sharpwood earlier called You Won't Want to Eat This. And it attended by a famous Serbian chef with a Michelin star. We met by coincidence and realized that we couldn't live without each other, so we arranged the wedding as quick as we could before leaving for a honeymoon trip across Europe. I don't know when we'll return, but I'm sure we'll have a great time. Sorry about the mess in the kitchen. I hope you cops won't starve on the way. Okay, so that should be fine. No fruit. Coffee. Does anybody have any issue with this? You're not picky. I brought one abroad, just exotic fruits. You don't like fruit. Which is fine, notice it's fruity. You don't want soup. Or at least not vegetable soup. You're not picky. You can't stand baked potatoes, which is fine, nothing baked potato. Canned ham. So you don't want ham, but that's fine, notice it's ham. Those are like little bits of it in the chili. But it's beef, so I'll assume not. So you don't want buffalo chicken. A burger with fries. No baked potatoes. So burger should be fine. Well, I guess let's go with hot dogs. Okay, cherry compote this morning. Choked so bad, almost died. Nothing with cherries. Not picky, so this should be fine. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna open this investigation, what we know. So I need stuff for the man in the hoodie. So I want to go send Percy to look for the man in the hoodie. And Demmer will look for new clues. Actually, no. I will send you. Oh god, there's so many investigations. Okay, so I will send you to look for new clues. And you to look for new clues. Everybody else will stay on my staff.
.553 in progress.
Armed robbery. Robber assaulting an armored truck.
524 in progress.
Fight. Cheating, Barrett, Spurlock. The fight's just gonna happen.
518 in progress.
Destruction of property. Really how this one is. Yeah, you must have anything else.
553 complete.
Oh, okay.
553 in progress.
What the fuck's going on here? God damn it. Okay, I need everybody back out there today. Go fucking fix whatever they're doing out here with armed robberies.
555 in progress.
Extortion. I still can't even help that. God damn it.
.515 in progress.
Carjacking. I can't do anything. I'm fucking stuck here. The cop places the VIN back in grade and takes from the clerk who flees in relief. The cop then enters the bank and runs straight into two robbers wearing prison masks. They are armed together dragging a large bag, what looks like filled with gold bars.
.553 complete.
Alright.
.538 in progress.
The shooting too? Come on. I can't help either of those, so. Must have been a serious relationship, and you know, sometimes there's no living with a woman, but you can't do without him either, right? I've been married for 23 years and I've covered her every day, but I endure. Now my wife wants to divorce. She wants to divorce me. Can you imagine? Think I'm supposed to put up with this shit? Long story short, I can't allow it to happen. I know exactly what needs to be done. Let her spend a day in prison and figure out the charge, plant some drugs on her or whatever. Nobody knows better than the police. Let her spend a day in sweating it out in her cell thinking about life. Then I'll come in and bail her out. I think it's ought. That ought to get her head straight. Where else are you gonna get a reliable man like me? I'll pay you $100 for every hour spent in your lockup. Sounds like a good deal to me. Normally I go behind the bar for free. I need the money to pay off Fry, so. Some of the cages are filled with dead dogs. The one still alive are barking wildly, trying to break out. A hefty man wearing large boots is reloading his gun. I'm just gonna shoot him.
538 complete.
I'm gonna go ahead and do negotiation. I'm gonna pause this. Hold on, I'm hearing something. I'll be right back. That was interesting anyway. Sharp dark place, and I, proud representative of the Catholic Church, must follow the activity of the heretics, do everything in my power to suppress it, but this one guy is tough enough to crack. I've tried and tried, but I can't make him renounce his false prophets. Heard you guys know how to deal with stubborn people, so let me ask for help. Send me a good cop for this bad business. Doesn't need to bring anything. He can use my tools. If you save this heretic, then the doors of my church will always be open to you. We will do what we can for any notorious sinners you catch. I'll send you Rosencrantz. That's about it. Converse with the holy. Oh, okay. Place a special mask on the sinner that he may inhale the Holy Spirit and exhale the truth. Okay, that was... People will say anything under torture. Fortunately, the guy gave up quick and told the psycho that she wanted to hear. He has some fucked up friends. I'm afraid to think what happens next for that guy. Lady said he was waiting for a fair trial. She asked me to tell you that her church is open for all sinners we can catch. Okay. Why so many razors? I don't get anything for torturing that guy. They still have 15. What the hell?
Hello?
It's me. Are you awake?
What do you think?
Listen, I talked to Shapiro about Plunkett's situation. The truth is bad. He might not even make it to the end of the month. I don't know what he did wrong, but the dicks from the mayor's office don't even want to meet with him. But tomorrow, one of them will be considering your request. At least A.V. Carlos has to be there. Do you know what that means?
I'm not... Come on, Reeves.
Plunkett needs to show off, to show them that he has everything under control. He'll need to puff himself up like a tough leader, the only thing holding the prosecutor's office together, which means you're the ideal target for him to show them what a tough boss he is, you see? To put it simply, whatever happens tomorrow, just nod and don't say anything except, yes, sir, and hopefully the blowback won't get out of hand. Lana? Are you still there?
You'd really like that, right? For me to always say, yes, sir, and that's it?
Lana, what are you talking about? Look, I am trying to, well, sort of like trying to save you. Don't you get it?
Good night, Reeves.
Yeah, good night, Reeves. And with that, I'm going to go into this episode. This game's getting more stressful the more I go on with it. So, as always, like the video, please like, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, giveaway tips, comments, put in the comment section below, and I will see you all in the next episode.